Okay, so now we're going to talk about marketing decisions if you're following, say, a niche cost leader strategy. I've got the strategy up that you should all have a copy of. It's important to read through what the strategy says for each department you were in. For research and development, I followed what it said right here, except I didn't introduce a new product into the traditional segment. That's what they were going to do. That's what I would do probably in my second round. And marketing, this is what it says: we will keep pace with the awareness and accessibility of our competitors. After we establish our cost leadership position, we will revisit our situation to decide whether sales and promotion budgets should be reduced or if we should continue to match our competitors. Our prices will be lower than average. So I need to use this guidance in order to make my decisions for this next round. So to do that, the first thing I need to do is I've got a spreadsheet here. This is where we look at what the price range was last period, and then subtract 50 cents off the minimum and maximum, and that'll give us the new minimum and maximum. So as you can see, the customers are getting more demanding in terms of what they expect in terms of price every single round. So where do I find that out? Well, first, again, all this has to be done on a product basis. But for my products in the traditional segment, I have to pull up the Capstone Courier for the first round. So here I pulled it up, and you can see that the last round, the ideal price was between $19.50 and $29.50. So we're going to expect this value to go down by 50 cents next round. So what I do is I go into my spreadsheet and I type in $19.50 and $29.50, subtracting 15 cents. That means next round my price needs to be between $19 and $29. The closer it is, because price is so important to customers in the traditional segment, whichever product I'm working on, since I have multiple products in that segment, I want to get my price as close to 19 as I can while still being as profitable as possible. So I'm in the Capstone Courier for traditional again, and I'm going to focus in on product able, doing what is necessary for this product right here. It had the highest customer satisfaction score, survey score of anybody. So, and I want to see how I had it priced last time. It was priced at $28. I do have some competitors that are a little lower at like $27.50, $20. I'm going to try to keep this as high as I can at around 20, I think 28, since $28.50 is the upper limit. So that is what I'm then going to put into my able right there, $28.50. Now when we look at the pro formas, we do find we go back and forth here in order to get profitability for each product. And sometimes that means adjusting the price, and sometimes I might be able to adjust this price down a little bit more and still make a profit so that I have a customer survey score that is higher than anyone else's. So that's how I do the pricing decision. As you can see from the spreadsheet, the Capstone decision entry area, that I need to figure out what my promotional budget is and what my sales budget is. And I had 1,800 in here. Let's see. I need to show you how you will actually do this for product able. The strategy says we need to keep pace with what our competitors are doing. So that means I need to go into the Capstone Courier for the last round, and I need to look and see what everybody else's satisfaction score is. We were at 82 and 65, but we can see that Fast, which is close on our heels, and so is Eat, which is close on our heels as well, is at 86 and 70. So I would want to get my awareness up to 86%, and I want to get my accessibility up to 70%. Okay, so 86 and 70 are my two targets. How do I do that? Well, what I have to do is go into the spreadsheet that I gave you, and I would go into accessibility awareness spending. I need to look up what my last round's awareness was, and for able, my last round's awareness was 82%, 0.82. You lose 1/3 of it, or 33%, every round because people forget, which means we're down to 54. But I said that I wanted my target was to get up to 86%. So I changed this to 0.86, which means we need to increase our customer survey score, our awareness by 0.31. So then what you do is you go down to this group chart here, which I got from the team member guide. I go to 31%, go across until I hit the red line, and then go straight down, which puts me around 1,350,000 just looking at it. Okay, and that's the figure that I would then use to put into my promotional budget. Okay, and now the next thing, my sales budget or my accessibility budget. Sales budget and accessibility budget is the same thing. I need to go back into the courier and see what I was last time. For Able, I was at 65%. I want to get it up to 70%. So what I do is I go into the spreadsheet, I go to accessibility. I was at 0.65. My goal is to get it up to 0.70 to match my competitors, which means I need to increase my accessibility by 5%. 5% puts me right about here. Go straight across and down. That looks like it's about, I would say $700,000 is how much I need to spend. Okay, so I need to spend $700,000. So I go back into the spreadsheet and I change that to 700. And then I click on recalculate. I can see that I've got after all these marketing expenses, I've still got a 9.2 million profit. The only thing is I haven't done yet is the sales forecast. Okay, so for the sales forecast, I need to figure out what my forecast will be for my next period, my next round for Product Able. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Capstone Courier, and I'm going to look and I'm going to see what my market share was. First of all, I'm Product Able, which means my actual and my potential were exactly the same, which is great. This means that I did good sales forecasting next time. I can see that my market share for Able with it dead on like that was 17%. If it turned out that, in fact, that doesn't look right. It looks like it was higher than that, like 19. Small discrepancy there. I'm going to go with the 17%. And that's what I expect my market share will be next time. Another way of getting it is going down to page 10, right here. And I can see Product Able. I might want to add up all the different other segments it might make sales in. But I'm going to be conservative and just go with 17.3%. Because Able's mostly in the traditional segment, I remember from how I positioned it. And it's better to be a little bit conservative. So I'm going to go with 17.3%. So I have to go back into my spreadsheet and I go to my sales forecast. And I have to then go back into the courier, go up to the traditional segment, and I can see that the total demand from all customers in that segment was 8,067 units. So I go into my spreadsheet and I type 8,067 units, and then I type in what my market share is expected to be next round, and I got that off of page 10, 17%, which means I need to have about okay, so what that means, no, I need the growth rate from the courier, sorry, not my market share. The growth rate from the courier is 9.2%. So I put 0.092 there. That gives me the new demand next round from all customers. And I said that I was going to go with, I think, 17.1% as my market share of that total, which puts me at 17.1%. 1506 or 1507 roughly, 1506.3 roughly is what my sales forecast is. It's 1506.3. So what I do is I go back into here and I say my forecast will be 1506 and recalculate. This is good. These changes I'm making are giving me a pro forma, assuming that I can make all those sales, that I'm keep increasing my money all the time here. So okay, so Now I continue on with Adam. Now that I've got all the marketing decisions made, now what I do need to do is I need to go in and I need to make all the production decisions. Okay. The way I like to make the production system, the production decisions, is by going into the spreadsheet again. And when I go into the spreadsheet, I click on the production planning, and I take my sales forecast, which automatically in the spreadsheet gets it from the sales forecast. So if you see how in the sales forecast we had 1506, well, we would that just was a cell reference to 1506 there. Then the next thing I have to do is go back into the courier, and I have to find near the top there's the production area here, and it tells me how much inventory I had left over. 276 units, because again this is done on a per product basis, so 276. So what I do is I would, for Able, I would write oh, okay, I think this is a bit off. This is what I do here. I go 1506, and then my leftover info was 276. So that would mean that I need to produce 1230 units. So let me go into here. Let's go into 1230. So that's how much I need to produce. Okay, so there I have gone in and I've made my 1230 is the amount that I think I need to produce, based on what the spreadsheet produced for me when I indicated my sales forecast minus the inventory on hand. That's how much I need to produce. Now for capacity, what I have to do is from the simulation report I have to figure out how much capacity I currently have for product Able. To do that I need to go into the Capstone courier, and you can see that my capacity next round is going to be 1800 units for product Able. Again, I should be looking at my strategy overall. Okay, look at the strategy document. It says we will significantly increase automation levels on our products. However, because automation sets limits on our ability to reposition products with R&D, we will postpone automation for the high-end and size products until they arrive in the traditional segment. We will prefer second shift overtime to capacity expansions. So what this means is I've got 1800 units of capacity listed here. I believe that is for one shift. So what I can do is I can just use that. I don't have to add any more capacity. So the spreadsheet is superfluous because there's no real calculation needed for this. But my capacity was 1800. The required capacity is from the production planning sheet, 1230. And that means I've got a negative value. I mean, I've got more capacity than I actually need. So that means that I don't need to invest in any capacity. So back in my spreadsheet, I don't have to buy any more capacity for product Able. And remember, you have to be making these decisions for every single one of your products. So, okay, that's how you make your production decision. And then the other production decision you have to make is is how much you're going to automate. And it says that we're only going to start automating after we get our products positioned properly. So I'm just going to leave the automation at 4.0 for now, because our products aren't completely positioned properly yet. They're all just on the edge of the traditional segment. I'm only going to automate next round. So I'm just going to leave it at 4. The automation rating is currently 4. I'm going to leave it at 4. Okay, for Able. And that's how you make your marketing and production decisions.